Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel Cloud Magic. So today we are going to learn about how we can create Linux EC2 instance in AWS consoles, and also I will share some details about EC2 instance families in this video. So let's go on AWS console. Let's do login. So I have already logged in AWS console. Let me switch the regions because I'm going to create mostly practical in North Virginia regions. So if you want to create EC2 instance, so you have to search here from EC2, just type EC2, it will show you the EC2 virtual server in clouds. So it will open the EC2 services feature. If you have recently used that service, you can see that service in your console dashboards. Like you can see that EC2. If you click on that, it will also give you on same page. And if you have not searched that service, you can go services. Inside services, go down compute, and inside compute you will get that EC2 instance, EC2 virtual server in cloud. Click on that if you want to add the services in your favorite, just click on that and it will get add in your favorites, like you can see that here. If you want to add more services in favorite, just click on that service and those services will get add in favorite here. Okay, so let's click on that EC2 instance. Let's go and create that service. Click on that EC2. After that, if you see in left side, you will see lots of details about EC2 services, whatever we have about inside in EC2. So we will learn all these details in coming lectures. So that EC2 dashboard, here you will see the resources like in running instance, elastic IPs, key pairs, placement groups, snapshots, dedicated host, instance, load balancers, security groups, volumes. Like these services are showing you like whatever we have default services in these regions. Okay, so if you want to create services like EC2, just click on that instance. And how many instances you have running, all details will show you in that console. Instance and running instance, all details will start show you here. But right now we don't have any EC2 services, EC2 instance running in AWS console. So we need to create new. So for create new EC2 instance, we just need to click on that launch instance, or you can just click here also. Okay, so here while we are creating EC2 instance, it will ask some services like choose AMI, like which operating system which we want to install in our AMI, in our virtual machines. So we need to select that AMIs. So if you see here, we have lots of AMI which AWS is providing here. If you want to see my AMI, like if you have created custom AMI, those AMI will show you here. But right now we don't have any AMI. So that's why it's not showing any AMI here. I will share this in coming lectures, how we can create that custom AMI for ourselves. Okay. For next, if you see, let me click here back. AWS Marketplace, like if you click here, whatever EC2 instance service like AMI is available for Marketplace, all these will be show inside AMI. And if you want to see all these services like all AMI which we have here, just don't need to click on anything, you will get all the details here. And if you want to see like free services, free tier only, which AWS is providing free, so just click on that free tier only and it will show you all the AMI which is free of cost as of now. As AWS providing us. So we can use that AMI and we can create with free tier servers. So we are going to create Linux AMI, Linux server. So just select that Amazon Linux AMI, click on that select. We are going to use 64-bit. So select that. Okay, then it will ask you choose instance type. Inside instance type, we have multiple families for AWS EC2 services. Like what details we are getting in instance family. So that is divided in multiple like whenever we are creating any services, so we have to use that configurations. So like if you see here T2 micro, that is free of cost, free tier eligible. But what configuration we will get in this instance? You can see virtual CPU 1, memory 1, instance storage EBS only, or other details we can see here. But if you click on any other high configuration, let me show you here. So we have these all instance type in AWS consoles like T1, T2, T3, T31, T3, T4G, A1, C1. Inside all these we have some configuration difference. So if you want to see, let me go down and you will see the configuration size here different. You can see C5. Inside C5 we have C5 4x large. Inside what configuration we are getting? 16 virtual CPU, 32 GB memory, EBS volume only, and EPS optimization available, and up to 10 gigabyte speed for that. So that's the configuration difference only while we are using instance type. So if you want to switch on any particular, you can just change that and you will see that details for that instance type family details only. Okay, if you click on that all instance family, you will see all the instance configurations here, instance type here. What we want to select, you can use that services. Okay, so I'm going to use T2 micro, which is free of cost as of now, and inside that we are getting one virtual CPU, 2.5 gigahertz CPU, 1 gig memory, and EVS volume only. Instance type is T2 micro. After that, just click on next configuration instance. So here we are getting option like how many instance we want to run, number of instance. Like I'm going to create one EC2 instance, so I just need to put here 1. If you want to create 10 EC2 instance at a time, just mention the number here. With same configuration, it will create 10 EC2 instance at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to create one instance only. Here it will show you the network configuration. As of now, I'm going to use it default. If you want to create custom, you can create it from here. In coming lecture, I will guide you how we can create custom VPC, how can we create subnet, and how we can attach that with EC2 instance. Okay, another thing is auto assign public IP. If you want to use public IP with that virtual machine, you can see that that setting is enabled. If you want to disable that, you just can do disable that. Then we are not getting public IP with this virtual machine, so we need public IP, so we can use that enable. Other thing I'm going to keep default. If you want to change, you guys can just change that, but in coming lectures I will explain all the features. Okay, so next, add storage. So here we are getting 7 point which we need to cover for create one EC2 instance in AWS. So add storage. By default in AWS we are getting storage, like in Linux virtual machine we are getting 8 GB, in Windows virtual machine we are getting 30 GB. So if you want to use the, like you can see, free tier eligible customer can get up to 30 GB vs general space purpose SSD and magnetic storage. About free tier eligible, you want to learn more, you can just click on that. So if you want put that 30 GB, that will be free of cost as of now, but if you want to use more than 30 GB, that it will be chargeable. Okay, so that's your root volume type root. That is your disk type, device type, that like it will create the device type details here. Like if you want to add new volume here, then it will change the device type here. Okay, then snapshot ID, it will show you size of disk, how much we are going to keep there. So by default in Linux virtual machine it will 8 GB. Volume type, so here it is by default SSD GP2. If you want to use higher, we can change that one. So in coming lecture I will explain all the details. And input output per second, by default is like it is 100 and maximum is 3000. It is AWS supporting EC2 instance. Throughput output Mbps, like in T2 micro it is not supporting, so that's why it is ending. And delete on termination, like whenever we are deleting that instance, like then when we are terminating our EC2 service, EC2 instance, it will automatically delete that volume also. But if you uncheck that volume while we are terminating EC2 instance, that volume would not get deleted. So make sure whenever we are creating any practical and we are using that disk, just keep that check mark, so that while we are terminating EC2 instance, it will delete the root volume also, attached volume, which whatever attached with that EC2 service. And encryption, right now no encryption is attached, but if you want to encrypt, you can use that default encryption type here. So I'm going to keep it default. Next, add. If you want to add any tag here, like what is the tag? If you want to tag is more important topics, like if you have created EC2 instance for account server, so you can mention that tag here, like account, or you can mention that tally server account. So like whenever we are getting billing, we can identify that like this server is using by account team, and that billing goes to account team only, and that server is using by HR team, so this billing goes to HR team. So that's why tag is important. Some other things also tag is very important, so I will explain the details in coming lectures. And next one is main important, like whenever we are creating EC2 instance, that is security group. So whenever we are creating an EC2 instance services, so it will ask you security group. So we can use security group by default, or we can create custom security group here. And inside that, what we need to allow, that things we need to check. Okay, for Linux, like you can see that type of port, which port you are going to allow. SSH port I'm going to allow. Protocol type is TCP. Port range, port number we have to mention here. Like if I'm going to switch it to HTTP, then port will get automatic change here. So for access Linux virtual machine via PuTTY, by default SSH port will work. So we need to add SSH port 22. And source is like from where you want to access that virtual machines. So as of now, I'm going to create it anywhere, like from all of world I can access this virtual machine with this virtual machine public IP. But if you want to use that custom with specific IP or any custom CIDR range, you can use that one also. So we will learn that details in coming lectures. And destination, if you want to use that, you can use. Otherwise, we can keep it default, and we can just click review and launch. If you want to review the configuration what you have selected, we can do that. Otherwise, just click on launch. And whenever we are creating any EC2 instance in Linux, it will ask you the key pair. So if you have already created key pair, so you can use that one. And if you have not created, you can just create new one, and you can mention the key pair EC2 Linux. Download key pair. And another important thing is in AWS, we are not like, if I download this key pair one time and I delete that key pair from where I downloaded, after that I did not get that option to create new key pair for this server. So make sure keep that key pair save on your computer, so that we can use that in future if required. And we are not getting option after that, like we can create custom key pair for any servers as of now. In future might be AWS service can provide these details, but as of now we are not getting that features. So if I delete that key pair, I would not able to access this virtual machine without key pair. So we need to keep it on safe place, so that in future also we can use that key pair and access that server. Okay, so I created that and I launched the EC2 instance. So here you can see the status, like instance ID. Whenever we are creating any EC2 instance, it will get instance ID by default, and that instance ID is very important things. So instance type is T2 micro. That's the availability zone. By default it is selected US East U1B, but if you want to change it while we are creating EC2 instance, we can change that. Instance state is, earlier it was showing pending, but right now it is running. Status check is, it is initializing. Once status check is passed 2 by 2, then we can access that virtual machines. Alarm status is none. Public DNS is this, and public IP is this with virtual machine. Key pair name we have put that EC2 Linux. Monitoring is disabled as of now, or launch time when we launch this EC2 instance. So all details we can see that here. If you want to see more details, you just can go down. In description, you will get all the details here, like instance ID, private DNS, public IP, or instance status, instance type, private IP address for your virtual machine, availability zones, which security group is attached with these virtual machines. If you want to see the rules, like what port is allowed or not, we can just open that security group rule and we can check the details here. And if you want to allow more port here, you can just add that one also. I will show you all details in coming lectures. Okay, so here you can see the VPC details, schedule events. As of now, no event schedules. AMID, which AMID we have used in this EC2 instance, subnet IDs, interface, EC2 instance key pair, when we launch that EC2 instance, root volume, device type, all lots of details we are getting here. But another thing is status check, like if virtual machine status check is getting failed or it is not getting, like in status check, status check is doing two things, checking. One is up system hardware configuration for that server which we have selected. In second part, it will check the operating system details which we have selected that server. Okay, so here you can see that system status check and instance status check. Okay, and another thing is monitoring. Inside monitoring, if you see the detail here, as of now we are getting 0 CPU utilization, disk read operations, network input output, all details we can do that monitor here. From tag, we can add tags more about these servers if you need to do that, so we can add that more tags. Okay, here also we will get the instance name, public DNS name, and public private IP ones that got assigned to these virtual machines. So as of now, it is status check is got passed 2 by 2. So that means our virtual machine is completely ready. We can access that virtual machine by public IP. If you want to access, let me convert that public key to private key first. Let me move that from desktop to any other location. Let me put it in download. Okay, so for convert that public key to private key, we need to open putty gen. Like when we installing putty in our system, we will get that putty gen installed in your system by default. And then we need to click on load. And after that, you need to go that path where you put that public key and just click on that here, putty private key, and check all files. Then we need to select that public file name here, open that, click OK, and then click save private key. Click yes. I'm going to save it on same location, EC2 demo, whatever name you want to keep, you can do that. Okay, so now that public key got converted in EC2 instance. So now I need to access that virtual machine via public IP. So I'm going to open putty. Here I need to add public IP for my virtual machine. So let me copy that public IP and put that public IP here. Port number 22 SSH. Then I need to go in SSH. Inside SSH, I need to go in auth and then browse. And then I need to select that private key which I converted from public key to private key. Click OK and click on that open. So once you selected that, it will ask you for authorization and click on yes. And after that, it will ask you for login. Okay, let me change some font change size here so that you guys can see easily. Bold 18. Okay, apply. Okay, so we have created this Linux virtual machine, but by default we don't know what is the username we can use here, because we are not getting that option to create username in AWS EC2 instances. So for that, what we need to do, we have to go in AWS page. We can just search AWS default login usernames and just click open that. Okay, so here I search that manage user accounts on your Amazon EC2 instance. Linux server. So by default in AWS, while we are creating servers, we will get default usernames. So what we need to do, we can use that EC2 servers, sorry, usernames with that virtual machines. But we need to specify like which operating system we have selected, which AMI we have selected. So for Amazon Linux 2 and Amazon Linux AMIs, we need to use username EC2. Any other CentOS AMIs, we can use username CentOS or EC2. For Debian AMIs, we need to use username admin. For Fedora AMIs, we can use Fedora or EC2 user. And RHEL AMIs, EC2 or root. SUSE, Ubuntu, for Ubuntu server it is Ubuntu. For Oracle it is user to AMI, sorry, EC2 user. For Bitnami AMIs, that is Bitnami. So these are by default username which is getting automatic created in your EC2 instance in Linux on AWS console. So when we are going to enter this username here, okay, I need to restart the connections here. Okay, so I'm going to put username EC2 user. If I will put and click on enter, so it will get automatic login because we have already imported the private key in which we have share our passwords. So that's why it's get login automatic with EC2 users. So if you have created custom password, that you can use that custom password, but we are using that like with private key, so that's why it would not ask to login password for us. So we put just username here, and we can import the SSH keys, and after that it will get login automatic. So hope whatever I teach you here, you will get some basic idea at least. If you want to if you guys have any doubt, you guys can inbox me, WhatsApp me, or you guys can email me, or you guys can comment on videos so that I will reply you back on your questions. Okay, so in coming lectures we are going to create Windows EC2 instance, and how we can access that Windows EC2 instance, I will show you the details. So in today's topic, I share the details about Linux virtual machines, how we can create that, and what topics we are using that. And another things, whenever your practical is got completed in AWS, so just terminate your EC2 instance. How you can terminate that EC2 instance? Just select that EC2 instance, go action and click on that instance state, and just click on that terminate. It will ask you on your EBS backend instance, the default action is for root to EBS deleted when the instance is terminated. Storage on any local drive will be lost. So no issue, we are going to terminate that. So once you terminate that service, it would not charge you anything if you are using paid service. Okay, if you are using that free service and you are using free account, then it will not charge you till the time we have 750 hour getting complete. Okay, so in this topic we have explained all the details about EC2. In coming topic we will explain some more details. So thanks guys, keep watching and keep supporting. And if you guys did not subscribe our YouTube channel till now, just click on that subscribe button and also press the bell icon so that coming lectures you will get notified and you would not miss any lectures for any services. Okay, so thanks guys, bye bye.